Coming at you from Stretcher Wolf Studio, it's Rage Across the Internet presents Wherever Gaia Takes Us, a Werewolf the Apocalypse Let's Play. Starring...
M as Carley Emberstring.
And I'm your storyteller, Porter. Carley Emberstring, Part 2. 2 days later, Carley finds herself awake earlier in the morning. It seems that the others are either out or asleep. It's noteworthy you haven't seen a sign of Dave in a couple days. And Night Fang and Falling Leaf's wounds seem to be healing quite nicely. Neither one are back to 100% yet. It is a very quiet morning. You have some time, finally, to yourself. Conditions have been getting a little unpleasant at the cabin lately. So many bodies in such a small space, especially Garu. You wipe the sleep from your eyes and stand up, stretching, content with some moments, peace and quiet.
I'm gonna quietly sit up from bed or wherever I'm sleeping. I'm guessing it's a bed. And grab my bag real quietly and quietly shuffle through the house. If I pass somebody, I'm just going to kind of look over to make sure they're still sleeping. Kind of shuffle my way to the door. Kind of snooping on people as I do.
All right.
Definitely snooping on people as I do. Just looking over. Okay, yeah. They seem to actually be asleep. Got it.
You make your way through the cabin. 9 bodies for 4 bedrooms. Leads, again, to rather cramped conditions. You gingerly step over Ricochet sleeping in Lupus. Thankfully, you're able to hold your breath to minimize the scent. It doesn't get much better as you pass Carter, who's sleeping on the couch.
Why do they always smell so bad? I'm thinking.
Your eyes spy Night Fang in the corner, his midsection still wrapped. He seems to be breathing much better. You can't help but wonder, based on what you've seen of him lately, if maybe he's leaning into his injuries a bit much. But you know ultimately he will be fine. Your hand absentmindedly moves to the burn mark on your right forearm. It's barely there now. Another day or two and it'll be gone completely.
As I make my way through the house, I'll pick up my bag. When I make it to the front door, I'm going to quietly stand and make sure nobody's rustling in the house before sneaking out. Some peace and quiet.
All right. The air outside is crisp and cool, but not cold. You can hear the callings of some birds in the distance. Some rustling in the trees, likely a deer or two. It's peaceful and quiet, and just for a moment, it's just for you.
I'll go out and, a walk sounds nice. Gonna kind of strap my backpack on and put the shoes on that I left on the porch. And try to, not try to. I'll start walking.
All right. Do you have a direction in mind? Or a destination?
I'm going to go kind of back to that secluded spot by the brook that I fell asleep the other day. It's nice and quiet over there.
All right. And that would be kind of southeast. just for the record.
All right. Head
Right.
southeast. It was nice and quiet and pretty over that direction.
You make your way back through the yard, around the cabin, and into the woods. The cover's not too thick. And you make just enough noise as you walk through that you can hear the reaction from some of the wildlife, rabbits and whatnot, skittering away. Weird four-legged black things sneaking up behind you. Their tails kind of flipping about.
Stray cats.
Yeah.
How nice.
It's crazy. Yeah. You could see squirrels zip halfway around a tree, their heads peeking out to see if you're still there before hurrying up to their little hideaways.
Gonna watch the nature a bit as I disturb it and take a nice little morning walk.
All right. It is, in fact, a beautiful morning. You reach at the top of the hill, overlooking the rest of the town. You can, in the distance, see Hop's Diner, the vast majority of Main Street, the row of buildings that eventually lead to Dave's Tavern, and the firehouse. In the distance, Main Street gives way to the residential districts, Lowtown. You can even see the top of City Hall and the horizon. Looking down, you see as the hill proceeds to lead to that very same brook. Lovely little stream passing likely from the man-made lake, down to one of the other smaller lakes throughout the island. You walk down to it and reach down, dipping your hand in the water. It's cool and clear. Seems to be uncorrupted by the darker forces at work somewhere in this island. A moment's peace. I'll give you a gnosis. And a willpower. Those are temps, not perms. Don't get too excited.
I mean, it's still something. I put them on there. Thank you.
Thank nature's bounty.
Yeah. I'm gonna find a nice place to sit down, a little cross-legged, pull out my little red journal, and write down just a couple of things inside. Just a few thoughts as they cross my mind.
Such as? Oh.
Okay. Got something.
All right.
So I'm going to sit down and pull out my little red pleather notebook and a pencil. Sitting there looking at the page for a while until the words kind of come more of like word vomit of what you're thinking rather than actual eloquent sentences. Things happen for a reason, right? Place, is it chance or is it, like Mia said, nicely wrapped with a bow by Gaia? Is there anybody else I could ask about that? I don't really love making decisions. And I know there's lots of forces out in the world now making decisions and pulling strings. I probably should make a decision before I overstay my welcome here, unless I've already done that. And then I'm going to kind of sketch a picture of a tree sitting in front of me before I close up the notebook and put it back in the backpack. Zip it up.
Out of the corner of your eye, you think you see a fish darting upstream from the brook. Just the corner of your eye. You go to take a second look. It's already gone, if it was ever there to begin with.
Fast fishes. Or fish, fast fish. I think that's the plural. maybe some meditation can do me some good. I'm gonna cross over into the Umbra.
All right.
Okay.
You stare into the water in your reflection. Your breathing relaxes. Your eyes soften. A cool breeze washes over you, and the light feeling as if you walk through a spider web as you cross the gauntlet. The stream is quite a bit bigger now. The water is it's something you could probably still easily jump over, but at least double the width. Even the speed of which the water passes has increased, becoming quite rougher. The trees look much bigger, reaching far up into the skyline. You look out over, granted from a lower position on the hill, but you look out over where the city skyline is. You can only see the vague shapes of buildings, black smoke winding over the cityscape. You can see faintest shapes of other things. You can't quite pick them out, but like blobs in the distance. There's a milling about and a faint stench of decay and oil that occasionally wafts from the direction.
Find a nice, quiet tree to sit in front of. Rather than, just anywhere. I'm going to have a tree near my back.
All right. You begin to walk around looking for just the right spot. Now, you decide to go further north, further away from the city, for no other reason than for safety's sake. You can see in the distance various wildlife spirits, deer and squirrel gafflings, birds milling about, darting left and right. It's far more serene and peaceful. You find a particularly large tree. It looks sturdy and old, weathered. You gently put your hand in it for a second, almost surprised the spirit of the tree wasn't awake. But it is, in fact, in slumber, though it clearly seems old enough that didn't have to be the case.
Feeling the tree and kind of making sure the ground is fine to sit on. No puddles or anything weird. The little spirit to sit on by accident. Oops, let's not. I'm going to sit down in front of the tree and just kind of stare off out in front of me. Taking a deep breath in and out. Just kind of centering myself. Focusing on the questions that I have on hand. I'm just going to try to clear my mind.
All right. So you sat down, narrowly avoiding an angry porcupine spirit.
Always check before you sit.
It was a nice detail. I hadn't even considered, but it was you covered your bases.
Yeah. So I'm just going to meditate for a few minutes. Well, as long as it, feels right.
Okay. You close your eyes and take a deep breath. A small sigh washing over you as you embrace the peace. Thankfully far enough away that the cityscape is not only not in sight, but the occasional scent is far enough away that it's no longer a concern. All you hear is the umbra. The natural sounds and minutiae of the velvet shadow. A calmness washing over you. You try to keep your mind blank, but so many questions. The questions that plague you keep flooding through your mind. The uncertainty of the decisions before you. To stay, to go, to bond yourself with these people that you've met, or to move on as was your original plan. You can't help but wonder if others have felt this way. If in another life you've sat here with the same conundrum.
After meditating for a little while, I'm going to kind of stretch, thinking back on conversations I've had with the guys and Mia and Bodhi. I mean, being guru means clearly somebody else in my family was. Maybe one of them might know a little bit more. I'm gonna start to set up a rite. This rite of summoning.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what will that entail?
I forgot what's needed for it. I'm looking at it.
I was going to say, I figured you were looking that up right now.
Complex rituals, periods of meditation, etc.
It's isn't that fun? Etc. Just fuck it.
Yeah, like why the fuck? Like, is that what is written, or did I just write that?
I think it's probably half and half.
Woo! Alone out in the middle of nowhere.
Play fucking Ancestor Roulette.
Ancestor Roulette. Oh no.
That's something I've always appreciated, right? Like if you don't
get the crazy one,
like statistically, there's got to be a crazy one, right?
There has to be.
There's got to be one that like fell to the worm. There's got to be one that's a total fucking asshole. There's got to be
one that has no idea what they're doing,
right? And there's probably a few that are more than happy to help and will actually be helpful. But until you know who you're talking to, you won't know who's who.
I'm gonna find a place on the ground. And just with my hand, I'm going to draw out the Ictina glyph into the dirt. I'm going to sit cross-legged in front of it, take a deep breath and stare directly into it. And think very clearly about the questions that I have and my intentions as I meditate on them and summoning the spirit through this meditation. Just looking at the glyph, like eyes open meditation.
What sort of, call to the spirit you're calling out? No, I mean like verbally, because...
Yeah, no,
I'm
thinking.
It's like, yeah, this is like a radio. They can't see you.
Wait, you can't hear that? You can't hear that? I'm projecting it from my forehead, Porter. Okay.
Which works at the table, just...
I seek guidance and or knowledge from my ancestors. Surely you're out there, and if you can hear me, I'm here. Guidance. What to do? Should I stay? Should I go?
The umbral sky starts to grow darker. Luna's light being hidden. His clouds coat. It's as if a great storm is about to wash over you. The wind picks up, suddenly and loudly, screaming through the woods. The treetops knocking together, branches shaking loose as the wind's fury goes unchecked. You are assaulted by a hail of leaves as the winds suddenly stop. the falling leaves obscuring your vision, but through them, you think, just for an instant, you see a figure in the distance. Instinctually, you're instantly on your feet.
Hello?
The figure darts through the trees, barely a silhouette. You lose track of it instantly, only to be occasionally drawn to the sounds of snapping twigs or disturbed brush. Each time you turn, it's to just miss the figure. It stops directly in front of you, still obfuscated by the tree line, a pair of eyes reflecting Luna's light, the only sign the figure is there at all.
My name is Carley. I'm gonna take a few steps forward towards it. The figure.
You hear a feral growl echo out. It almost seems to surround you. I am known by many names. You may call me Ebon Claw.
Ebon. Are you an ancestor of mine?
I am you once, as you are me now. The wolf steps from the shadows, her pelt dark as midnight, save a white line running from her snout to the middle of her forehead, where it ends in the shape of a crescent moon. Her eyes are like fire, orange with specks of red and yellow. Why have you called upon me this day, little one?
I'm wondering what I should do. I was sent to go find a pack. And my journey to my original destination was a bit interrupted. It seems that I should stay here. But I'm not completely sure. And then what do I do if I do stay here? It's just a very large decision. And I'm just a bit young and a little unqualified for decision making.
Ebon Claw takes another few steps forward, her head tilting to the side. She looks unimpressed. We were all young once, little one. The enemies of the mother here are many. They plot not to destroy, but to enslave her and all she has created. Surely my successor is not so weak that she would flee this challenge.
I don't want to flee.
Good.
But surely if I'm to stay here, there's, like you said, there's lots of enemies of Gaia here. Where do we even start? Anyways.
One must go where Gaia takes you. Got it. We got one.
Roll credits.
It just happened. That was not scripted. One must go where Gaia takes you. You have been provided a pack, have you not?
It seems that way.
And why do you struggle to embrace them?
I don't know in so many words. It's just unfamiliar. And I'm not as strong as them.
Together, you are strong. And beyond that, I can help give you strength as well. Your ancestors are here. You will grow stronger. You will go wise. You will rally your pack and cleanse what is unclean.
There are a lot of spirits here in need of cleansing, and a lot of people, well, possibly spirals. This island's a mess. Is there something you can teach me to help me aid my new pack in helping cleanse the rot?
There is much I can teach, little one. And all in good time. Ebenclaw takes a few steps forward, and in this switching to her Hamid form. She looks to be of Hawaiian in descent, a deep tan skin, dark hair pulled back save a couple braids that fall to the front, resting just below her ribcage. She wears a white, short-sleeved blouse that is marred in dirt spots and old bloodstains. Her high-waisted blue skirt ends at the knees and has been cut at the sides. You can see a knife in a holster attached to her right thigh. And just as in lupus, her eyes like fire, staring almost through you.
I'm definitely staring at her eyes.
She looks you over for a moment, and then looks around the setting, taking in the environment. The darkness is strong. It's in the air, in the ground. The hearts of the people, the soul of this land. There will be much work to cut this infection free. But have faith, little one. She turns and begins walking down the hill toward the direction of the city.
I'll follow her, walking closer to what I was avoiding earlier.
Things were much different in my day. The threats still many, but simpler. So much now. Her hand reaches out, kind of pointing over the horizon to the city below. See how it chokes the life of the mother. Things are so much worse. We never should have allowed the humans to run free.
Definitely a stifling presence here in the Umbra.
I still remember when the humans used their flying machines to drop bombs on my home. Our cairn was leveled. I lost many friends. This...
Alive during the World War?
Yes, that's what they called it. She growls a bit as she gets closer, still to the city. You find yourself in the vicinity of Hopsteiner, or its umbral reflection. The building is fairly well formed, and it looks somewhat like it does in the realm. There's clearly some very positive spiritual resonance here. Still, a few meat puppets can be seen dragging themselves along the vicinity. Scraps of meat taking the form of human hands, dragging themselves along the concrete.
Ew.
The sky is dark in the area. You could smell pollution, soot.
Dramatic change from the forest.
Very much so. Webs connect the buildings. Most largely facades or vague shapes of the buildings are supposed to be. Still, the webs everywhere. You hear skittering, growling in the distance. From no particular direction, just generally in the area. Ebenclaw takes a aggressive stance and looks around. We will teach you to hinder the Banes in this area. Those that would harm you and yours. But first a target.
I'll look over to where the noise is coming from.
It's down an alley. You see a couple rat spirits darting out of the alley, quickly to the side. They're running from something. Ebenclaw takes a step forward. You can almost hear the glee in her voice. Yes. A scrag comes barreling out. It stops suddenly, throwing its arms to the side, roaring out, its mouth splitting in all four directions, rows upon rows of barbed fangs. It spins its head left and right and barrels down at you.
I would like to run out of the way.
Alrighty.
I don't want to be barreled down on, like to try to avoid its barreling.
I like this. I'm like a genius.
What?
I decided to emphasis the G.
Okay.
So look, I got a brand new well. No dice are going to fall off into the distance now.
Very nice.
All right. I rolled
No
all
dice
these,
chasing.
right? I rolled all these dice and I can see all of them. How many games am I like, no, and I got to go hunt down a die? Right? That happens a lot.
More. No more die hunting.
The scribe comes charging at you. You did not roll dice, but I'm just going to allow it. Then you have plenty of time to start to get out of the way. Ebenclaw looks to you. Her ethereal form seems confused and annoyed. She sighs and reaches her hand out. Taking her hand in almost her Hamid hand in almost a clawing motion. Up and diagonally. She then straightens the hand out. Almost in a stop motion. You can't quite hear what she says, but she mutters something. You can see a blue light, almost like a barrier, stop the scrag dead. It continues to press forward. A light blue aura around it as if like it's ripping its way through saran wrap or something. It slowed and suddenly breaks free of it, but it seems much slower. It roars out again, and your ancestor looks to you, staring directly at you as she grabs her knife and almost effortlessly slits the scrag's throat. Its body falls to the umbral floor and dissipates. Am I to fight all your battles for you?
No, I just wasn't expecting.
She points the dagger in your direction. Expect.
I'll nod. Okay, expect.
To run away from a threat. Where is your rage? Where is your war form? Shame, little one. Carley hides under her couch.
Yeah, Carley hides under couch. Shit. War form? I should kill one in war form.
You shouldn't run from a single bane. Pretend you'd like to impress me so that I help you.
Okay. I'll listen and look around to see if I can find another one.
Let's get a perception alertness on that. Right? Someone's going to be rolling dice.
I am. 2 successes.
You take a second. Your ears twitching as you try to single out the sound of a viable opponent. the minuscule scratchings of the meat puppets is mildly annoying and is kind of throwing you off. But it takes a few minutes. You're able to tune them out, or rather filter it out. There's something else wandering down the street. Crawling, it's coming from your left, from the vicinity of, like further down Main Street. Over by KT's place and Dave's and the firehouse.
I will head on that direction towards the KT's house.
All right.
And the sound of the scrag, possibly.
It's definitely a different sound. More of a dragging, maybe? Becomes more prevalent as you get closer. Ebenclaw 2 follows you, her body looking a bit more ethereal as you continue on. Her color takes more and more of a pale blue shade, and you can somewhat see through her. You press on, though, nonetheless. And soon enough, you see it. It's a fairly large creature, round and bulbous, but maybe the size of a lupus form. Something maybe between lupus and hispo, even. It's red with blue veins in coursing through its body. Almost gelatinous. It appears like a human stomach. But as it moves, you see there are rows of large fangs that seem to hold their place as the body itself rolls around it. Not just fangs now, molars and canines and teeth and veins. It rolls closer. You can see a vague skull shape in the folds of its body. It continues to roll toward you, the teeth gnashing and undulating.
I'd like to shift up to the war form.
Okay. We're just going to let you do that. I'm not going to make you spend.
Okay. And I'll attack it with my claws. Definitely not my teeth.
You start to move forward and feel a hand on your shoulder.
Oh.
Not yet, child. We will teach you.
Okay.
This was taught to me by Owl. A method of binding, snaring, weakening your opponent.
I'll nod.
To drain some of its power, so that you will have the advantage. Again, you see her bring her hand up, and then back out in that stop, and in kind of a stop motion. You hear her whisper quietly, "Your great owl, help me bind my foes." And just like before with the scrag, a soft blue light pressing against the surface of the bane. Again, like it's pressing against saran wrap or something to that effect. The blue light generating on the places where the pressure's being put. It looks as though the binding breaks just as before. But the creature's progress is slowed. Try.
I'll imitate her hand movement. Kind of pulling my arm up and like, I forgot what you did. I'm trying to describe it, but my brain won't let me. But I'll bring my arm up and kind of like push my hand forward like she did.
Mm-hmm. Focus on commanding the spirits.
try again with that in mind, commanding the spirits in mind, pulling my hand up and pushing my hand forward.
We aren't just
trying to put those thoughts into the arm.
We aren't just waving, girl. You are commanding the spirits. You are imploring them to help you. To weaken your opponent, to slow its pace. To give you the advantage. You will weaken this monster. I feel strongly you have it. What is the roll?
The roll is intelligence and occult.
All right.
Okay.
The diff will currently be 10.
Got it. Not very far off the normal diff.
Whoa. What is the normal
We're
diff?
in the normal 8.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
No 10s. There is an 8 though.
That's a shame. You make the movements and you concentrate, but nothing happens. Again, girl. Feel it.
Taking a deep breath in.
You are a Thurge. The spirits are yours to command. Stop screwing around. Diff 9.
A 10 and a 9.
Oh, shit. Wouldn't have that been embarrassing for her if you did that first?
Take a deep breath and kind of psych myself up to do it.
You reach back, repeating the ultimately superfluous movements. But you feel it. The spirit's yours. You feel it in your blood. So you thrust your hand forward, and you see it. A subtle blue light, like a barrier, washing over it. The spirit's movement is slowed, as if trying to force its way through saran wrap. It looks tired, and while it does eventually, that this light show does eventually end, its movement is slowed. Now finish it.
I'll run up to it and, with my claws, give it a big slash, try to kill it.
Oh, you didn't mean make the sound effect?
What?
You didn't. Well, you said. And I thought you were just going to make the sound effect. You know, like what? Run up to it and go. And like take a step back, like intimidation thing. Dex brawl.
Yeah, I really don't think that would intimidate it.
You don't know.
2 successes. Oh, wait. I'm in my war form. I forgot about the extra dex. 3.
All right, so that's strength +2. Yeah, claw strength +2, right? Bite strength 1. It if 5.
Yes. I believe so. 3.
Wow.
I told you I'm weak.
That was a terrible roll.
I'm being very straightforward with how Carley is. Oh wait! I forgot. I'm in Krinos strength.
Oh my god!
Sorry. I forgot the Krinos dice.
You have not played in too long.
It has been like 2 months.
It's true.
It's been 2 months.
I know, it's true. See, I meant it.
Okay.
It's been too long.
That didn't really help. Add 1.
So is that 3?
Yeah.
All right. Strength +4. You only got 3 successes?
Let me make sure I have the right amount of dice.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Strength. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a suck-ass roll. I mean, it's all right.
It really was.
It's all right. Your claws slice into the Gutweiler. Your hand coated in blood and stomach acid. It burns, like it hurts, but no damage. The creature falters and sort of collapses in onto itself. Stomach acid splashes out. A few fangs bounce onto the ground. As the bane slowly starts to dissipate, fading back into wherever it is that banes go. You look over, rather proud of yourself, looking to Ebenclaw for approval. She's still there, but again, you can see through her all the more. It's clear that her power, her essence, at least for the time being, is fading. You will continue to practice, and you will do me proud.
I will.
Seek me out again, little one. I have great hopes for you. But for now... She fades away entirely, leaving you alone in the umbral streets.
I'll make my way back to the camp area from here.
All right. Deciding, that you might be ill-prepared for what's going on here.
Yes.
You make your way back to...
Maybe this gift will help aid us.
You make your way back toward the campsite. Are we staying in the Umbra? Are we staying in Krynos? These are two questions I have for you.
Until we get out of town, we will stay in the Umbra. We'll stay in Krynos until we get out of the town. Once we're out of the town, we will shift back down to Hamid and make the walk to just a stream that might be out of where humans would be, so I can pop back into the world.
All right. I also appreciate how you have also adopted the royal we.
Oh, of course. Of course.
You make your way back to what you consider to be a safe spot in the woods. Taking a moment, you step again through the gauntlet, finding yourself back in the realm. It's a little warmer than it was. You're not sure how long you've been gone, but it's later in the day. Not late in the day, but early morning, isn't it?
Yeah, the sun is further in the sky than it was.
Yeah, definitely higher, and that morning briskness is gone. It should be humid shitty any time now.
Lovely. Yeah, I'll make my way back to the cabin. See if anybody's woken up.
All right. You take a moment, a deep breath, and steeling yourself, a resolve that wasn't there before. Excited for your newfound ability, confident, a little more so at least in the future. You head your way to the cabin. You wonder who's awake, and think that perhaps it's time that you, Ricochet, and Nightfang had a conversation about the future. You step to the front deck, and put your hands on the doorknob, and open the door. The future before you. And that'll do it for now. Make sure to tune in 2 weeks for the next chapter of Wherever Gaia Takes Us, and next week for the regular episode of Rage Across the Internet. If you like what we do, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody, and you can always jump onto our Ko-Fi to give us a little support that, trust me, we desperately need. You can find that at ko-fi/Rage Across the Internet, and you can find us here, the same place you found us last week. So be sure to tune in and have some fun with us. You take it easy.